Very nice.
Bob, I'm going to compare your swing to Grant Waite, who was one of the top players in the 90s and considered having one of the best swings in golf. He's now one of the top instructors for tour players. I like your setup and your stance. The width of your stance looks just about right. The only thing that I would maybe focus on here is something we did talk about. You'll notice that Grant's left arm is a little straighter than yours. I would like to have your left arm just a little bit straighter at the beginning. You'll notice that Grant's elbow here is sitting a little bit more in front of his chest, as opposed to yours is a little bit more on the side. So doing that drill where you stand up straight, extend your arms, elbows close together, and then let them just slowly drop until they're kind of resting on top of your chest, and then keep them there as you then tilt to the ground. I've stopped the camera in the backswing for Grant when his club gets parallel to the ground. This is called the 2 position. And Grant's hands are below his waist by the time he hinges his wrist enough so the club is parallel. I've stopped you when your hands are already even at parallel, even with your waist, and you still have not hinged your wrist yet or begun to hinge your wrist. So one of the things that is costing you power is you are not using your hands and your wrist. The loading the hands comes by hinging those wrists upward, and you need to begin that process at the start of the backswing. And a lot of the difficulty is coming from your grip of the left hand. I don't believe you have that heel of the left hand on top of the club, which would allow you to hinge it upward better. As I take the club back, you now have it parallel to the ground. But again, the club is parallel to the ground, but it's in a straight line. You have not created any kind of an angle in your wrist. And so if you were to work on some of your missing fundamentals, one fundamental at a time, the very first one I would want you to work on is getting your grip more on top of the club. Getting your left hand, you want to place it in the fingers and get that heel on top, and practice hinging those wrists up and down, not back and forth, but up and down. I'm going to take Grant up to the 3 position. This is when the arm gets parallel to the ground. Grant's club is already at a right angle there. And so that is the key fundamental I would like for you to work on. A second fundamental that you can begin to incorporate is try to stay flat-footed, try to stay more stabilized, and make your golf circle more stationary. You need to stabilize the axis of your golf circle. The thing you're going to swing around needs to be locked in and not move. So you want to have a stable axis to swing around and not let the axis itself move around. And you swayed quite a bit to the right here. You've moved all your weight on top of your right foot, whereas Grant has more weight on his left foot. That red line is passing right through his left knee. So he's actually pressing the ground on his left side. He's sitting into his left leg, and you're moving back and sitting on your right leg. So right now I'd work on your grip of your left hand. Get it in the fingers. Put the heel on top of the handle. Just set up and hinge your wrist up and down. When the club's sitting in front of you at the address position, you want to just hinge them up and down as if you're hammering something into the ground. And when you swing back to the side of your body, you want to feel that same up and down motion again.